Okay, I am going to attempt to video this. It's called the installation of bees, I guess. It's going to be slightly rough because I don't do this on video often, but I'm going to wing it. And so, for starters, I've got the bee frames here. I've got two bee frames on each side. And this is, there's an entrance, there's a hole here that I've got plugged up. The bees themselves are in here. This is they call it a bee bus. It's plastic and it gets shipped from California. And the bees, like 8,000 to 10,000 of them are in here. My job is to get them from in here to in here and then give them food. So I'm going to remove this. This is syrup that they've been eating on. There's little holes in the bottom of this tin can, and so there's syrup in there. Inside here, probably you can see a bunch of bees starting to come out. I've got to get them down in here. Now, some are going to fly, but that's okay. That's how it goes. There's the queen. She's inside here. I'll show that later again. Not going to get them all out, and they're not all going to go in here. We're going to get the best we can. I don't know if this will show up, but there's a lot of bees inside there. I'm going to put this lid on it for a moment. Slow them from moving around. I cooled them down in the garage for the last 15-20 minutes. They were in the kind of the porch where it was 60 degrees. Now I'm going to really wet down. Got some bees trying to get in at me. It's all wet with syrup for the bees to feed on. Same thing with this one. This is a sugar water. 1 part water, 1 part just regular sugar. Processed sugar, I guess you call it. Like, I forget the name brand, but we've all seen it. I'm going to put that in here as well. And then I'm going to put other frames that don't have sugar on it in here to round this thing out. Put this back on for the moment. Now these next step is the queen. You can see there's bees hanging around this cage because they're trying to tend to the queen. if you look closely, I don't know if it'll show up, but there's one queen in there acting pretty crazy. She's bigger than the rest, and she's separated from the rest of them until they get acclimated with each other, or else they would kill her. So what I've got to do is I've got to remove the cork on this end, and that's why I've got to, and then I'm going to replace it with these marshmallows. That's funny, but so what they do is the bees need to get used to her inside here, so they can't get in and she can't get out until they've eaten through the marshmallows. And that's called a time release. It's a way of doing a time release. So in the amount of hours that it takes for them to get in or her to get out, they're going to be adapted to one another and not kill one another. Well, not kill one another, but the worker bees would kill her. Unless they accept her as the queen, which takes time. I feel like I got a bee crawling up my butt, but I can't find it. Probably not. So I'm taking a nail to try to get this cork out and not let her get out while I work these marshmallows kind of in. Actually, it looks like one of them is going to be enough, so that's good. So she's in there. Hopefully you can see her. She's longer than the rest because she's got the long abdomen for her eggs. Anyway, now I've got to set her in there. I'm going to set her in here and not crush her. Now, what I'm going to do is set a pollen patty in here. This is something you can make. This is like wax paper, but the bees will eat this. There's some nutrients and stuff in here that'll trigger them to start laying eggs. I don't know how. Put it in there. That's what you do. And they'll reach up and start biting and chewing away at it. In no time, it will be eaten. Next thing I have to do is I have to take this syrup water, which is 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and water, and put this pail on it. Well, you can see this pail has a bunch of holes pre-drilled into the lid. Making sure the lid's on. So what we do is we tip this over like this, and some of that's going to I'll tell you I had a bee that got inside my veil. Fortunately, I got the bee before it was able to sting me. Oh, they'll show up. Okay, so the next thing we do, or I do, is I put another layer of frame on top. And then I have to get a lid. Unfortunately, I have to go inside for this. Here's the lid. It just goes on top. Gotta have the lid and the space for that pail to work. So now all I'm gonna do, and if you look in here, there's still probably several hundred bees in here, and I'll work at that tomorrow, I guess, to get them in, because they're live, why not? But for now, the next thing I'm going to do here is just secure all this together, because I'm going to have to move it around. I'm going to have to load it in the car and drive it to the farm. So for now, the way to get through all this is to just strap it down, and then that should be it for today. Almost. I'll keep the camera rolling for a minute. Lucky so far, I have not been stung. I have a partial suit on, and I have just a winter jacket on and blue jeans instead of the full suit. But you know, they're not really aggressive this time of the year. I mean, they might have stung me, but they didn't. They're not protecting the queen in a colony full of eggs and honey, and they don't really know what's going on. So I wasn't too concerned. But I do have the veil on, because they do go for they're programmed, their DNA is kind of programmed to go for the face. Face of a bear, face of a human, face of whatever. Okay, over and out.